Hey guys, all right, so weekend morning, didn't have time to have breakfast, so I brought with me to the park here a bag of pistachios, some bananas, and I had a juice drink that was from yesterday, so I had that in the fridge, so I grabbed that as well. So that was breakfast this morning on my time restricted eating schedule. I brought the, we're here at Discovery Park. They do biking, and then way back here, archery behind me. I'm trying to stay far away from the archers there, as you can tell. Nevertheless, this is Discovery Park. Bikers out here this morning. So no time for breakfast, but I was able to still keep my eating time. I brought my bag of pistachios, my favorite pistachios. If you guys can get this in the area here, is Fidament. They make farm pistachios. They don't have a lot of flavorings if you get the regular salted ones, and they taste great. They're better than those other palm ones or whatever that brand is. Anyway, I want to share with you guys this really fascinating piece of information I just discovered. I was reading two books this morning. One's by Dr. Brownstein. You guys have heard of him. Lots of good information in his book. The other book is by Dr. Circus on magnesium. So I was really interested in magnesium because I've read so much about magnesium. I know there's so many different forms out there. You guys are already using magnesium through your skin when you soak in an Epsom salt bath. That's a type of magnesium. There's little magnesium crystals. That's different than the magnesium flakes, which I think are magnesium chloride. It's the white flat flakes. So those are two different kinds of magnesium. And what I've discovered is that some of you are super sensitive to the Epsom salts because it's a different kind of magnesium. So if you had any issues with heart palpitations soaking in an Epsom salt bath, that's a different type of magnesium than the magnesium chloride flakes, which tend to be a little bit more relaxing. And so anyway, then there's also magnesium threonate, magnesium citrate, magnesium oxide. There's so many different kinds of magnesium. They have different functions in the body. They have different rates of absorption, and some of you are going to tolerate certain types better than others. I really like magnesium threonate because it's a calming, relaxing magnesium. Magnesium citrate too is another one. I don't know if that's calming and relaxing. That might work on the GI tract. Nevertheless, I would say if you want a calming magnesium, you're going to go with magnesium threonate. Okay, that's the calming one. So this is what I discovered. For those of you who are low on vitamin D, there is truly a link, not only with magnesium and vitamin D, but with magnesium and zinc and magnesium and some other cofactors that require magnesium for absorption. So I've been trying to figure this out for so long. Like, why do these people who've been so good with taking their vitamin D supplements every day, right? They're taking their vitamin D supplements, and yet they are still suffering from low vitamin D levels. I had a woman, she was taking supplements for 6 months. We rechecked her blood. It eked up maybe like 4 points, 5 points. She had been taking it religiously every single day. And these are people taking from 1,000 to 2,000 international units. Now, what we used to do, so what traditional medicine tells us to do is, oh, maybe you need to change a brand. See if maybe it's an absorption issue, or maybe you need to take it with food, or maybe you need a higher dose. It's because you're probably low on magnesium. That's the link. If you're low on magnesium, you may not be able to absorb that vitamin D that you're taking. So that is the link there. That is why magnesium is considered this super elite like vitamin supplement, and why if you ask primary care doctors, at least a few years ago, if you ask primary care doctors, I'm sure their supplement profile has changed recently, but nevertheless, most of the primary care doctors that I casually polled would be taking vitamin D and magnesium, and maybe something like vitamin C or something like that. This was, again, a few years ago. We weren't really worried about any pathogens in the environment that were super strong bugs, but even back then, your primary care doctors were likely supplementing with magnesium, okay? So that's how important this vitamin is. Now, the amount, the dosage, the type, that's the other question that we have to ask. Now, I really like mag threonate because it's calming and relaxing, and most people's nervous systems are kind of amped up this year, last couple of years. Okay, so if you want to tone down your nervous system, which means that when you're toning down your nervous system, you're calming the blood pressure, you're reducing the rate of speech, you're reducing heart rate, you're overall not feeling jittery, you're feeling calm, you're feeling like you're out in nature, like you're by the ocean, or you're on a boat and it's just sort of cruising and you're watching the waves. Anyway, you know what I mean. That's a calm nervous system. An overactive nervous system is you're at a rock concert and there's a mosh pit. Okay, that's the overactive nervous system. Your heart rate is up, your blood pressure's up, you're feeling kind of anxious, jittery, you're anticipating, you're maybe a little irritable, maybe a little bit nervous. That's the nervous system that I'm talking about that's overactive. And so calm is what most people are deficient in, and overactive is what most people are oversupplied in. So our environment these days, the modern environment, doesn't allow for enough calm time. It allows for way too many situations of overactive nervous system. So magnesium threonate is going to help with that. Now, this is the dilemma. I have had people take this and it has a detox effect on the brain. So if your brain is super saturated with a lot of metals, even pathogens, a lot of junk, and you just start slamming the magnesium threonate because you're like, yeah, this is kind of relaxing, I like this stuff, you're going to start detoxing very quickly and you could have some neurologic side effects. It's going to be different for everybody. But I would say with the neuromagnesium, because it has a slight detox effect, you want to take even below what's recommended on the label. Like maybe just put a little pinch in there. You can open those capsules up. I mean, they're just basically, it's just, you can buy the supplement as a powder too. Alone as a powder in a container. So be careful with that. Again, you want to work with someone you're really comfortable with when you start a supplement regimen, because you want it to be tailored to you, because everyone's at a different place when it comes to how much they've detoxed, how much they can handle in supplements. Is that supplement supportive or is it a detox supplement as well as supportive? So you kind of want to know what category that supplement is in, because if it has any detox component to it, then you may not be able to handle it if you're not someone who's gone into sort of clearing your body first. Now, I would say most people love this supplement. It helps them sleep at night. It is relaxing for their nervous system during the day. You have to kind of decide, is this a daytime or nighttime? For me, I absolutely cannot take it during the day. I will literally take a nap, okay? So, but it works great in the evening for me. But again, you may want to just see what kind of body, what kind of person, what kind of nervous system you have in order to determine what and where. That's kind of the key, is what kind of nervous system you have to determine what and where, right? It's mag chloride, actually. But it comes in a bottle, and it's a topical magnesium. I'm sure you can find it if you just search on Amazon. You look for topical magnesium. This type of magnesium is absorbed through the skin and still gets into your body, still gets into your system. But you have to be super careful with that too, because I bought a bottle and it was just sort of like in a bottle, right? And so it's in a lotion bottle. And so you're supposed to put it on your skin. So I kind of like wiped it on my neck, my arms. And then that night I felt like my blood pressure totally dropped, because I was laying there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel kind of lightheaded. I feel kind of dizzy. I need to get up and jump around. I can't sleep. I feel kind of lightheaded and dizzy. So just be careful with some of these things, because it depends on your body. If you run regular to normal blood pressure, you don't need your blood pressure to drop any further, because then you might have symptoms. But if you have high blood pressure, well, this is the perfect supplement for you, right? Because your blood pressure is going to drop, but you just have to know how to dose it. And that's the main problem with using supplements, is the dose for each individual, because it does vary. That's actually a problem for any medication, even prescription medication, is that the dose is not set for you. The dose is set for a 70 kilogram man. That's usually what they use as the reference range for how these medications are dosed. So you have to be your judge, your own personal judge of supplements, and sometimes even medications, right? It is not uncommon for a patient to call the doctor up and say, you know what, I don't think this dose is right for me. These are the side effects I'm feeling: dizzy, lightheaded, palpitations, my blood pressure's bumping up and down. So it is not unusual. In fact, it is more common than not that a medication prescription may be dosed too high for someone than too low. typically that's the case. Typically, most people are started on a dose if they have side effects. Okay, so this is not to say everyone has side effects, but if they have side effects, it often is a dosing issue. So with supplements, same thing. The supplement manufacturer has no idea really what the perfect dose should be for you. They probably have less experience with it than a prescription medication, because again, they don't get the feedback from, like, no one's writing into them saying, oh, you know, well, we had this side effect case, so maybe you guys need to adjust your labeling. There's not really any labeling to it. So what you want to do is really think about, know about, understand that supplement, understand where you are in terms of your healing path. Magnesium, you got to baby dose it if you're going to take mag 3 and 8. And then once you do, it should have some really long-term beneficial effects. So getting to the right dose and using it consistently is going to bring some really positive results. But that's the thing, is you may need some consultation, you may need some support in getting that right, correct dose, and in knowing how long and how much to use. So the other thing is, you can get blood tests done, but you're not going to look for a serum magnesium level. That's not the correct test to get. So I don't want you to go to your doctor and say, I need to get a magnesium level because I don't know what dose I should be on. I want to see if I'm low on magnesium. That's not the right question, okay? What you want to be asking is, I need a red blood cell magnesium level, okay? So that's a slightly different test. And I don't even know if the regular labs run that. I do know that companies like SpectraCell do run that. So you might have to go outside of traditional medicine to get that true magnesium level off of the red blood cell, because you want to know what the red blood cell magnesium level is, not the serum level. All right, you guys, great to see you. Enjoy your weekend.